Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's doing okay this morning. We're still waiting for Artemis, but I'm sure she'll be here shortly as soon as she finishes walking the dog. That's usually what she's doing at this last minute. I'm going to warn you guys up front. I still have this chronic cough. It's getting slightly worse, but I don't have a cold. I don't have a productive cough or a stuffy nose or anything like that. I don't have a cold. It's just this cough comes on every once in a while, but it's coming on more frequently, is why I'm warning you because I have one cough drop left. Technically, I think I have some more downstairs, more medicinal ones, but these are the ones I like because these are the Ricola berry ones, and so they taste a little bit like candy, but they still have that little numbing effect on my throat. I think what I have downstairs, my husband bought a giant bag of some sort of Hall's honey something something that tastes like medicine. And I don't want the ones that taste like medicine because I'm having to take them frequently. And on top of that, I read yesterday. And I mean, I know I'm an old lady, and old ladies shouldn't just believe everything they read on the internet. But this is a source that I usually trust when I look up medical stuff. And their they've been doing studies recently, basically, that cough drops aren't don't really do much. But medicinal cough drops, if you're constantly eating them, they can do more harm than good. The menthol can actually make the cough worse. So, and I don't think there's menthol in these, but there's something that's like kind of numbing. And so I might be making the cough worse. So the suggestion is, switch to like hard candy if you're trying to just soothe something in your throat because it works about as well and it doesn't have a medicinal thing in it that's going to make your cough worse. So this weekend I'm buying groceries. I'm going to switch to hard candy because that's my last cough drop. But in the meantime, I have nothing because I haven't shopped yet. So I'm going to drink my coffee. I got my coffee. That helps a little bit. So it is cold here. It is cold here. It's all a scam by Big Cough Drop. Very funny, Ari. Oh, that's not Ari. That's Artemis. Stop sending messages. You're supposed to be walking your dog and then get in here. Good morning, Robin. As usual, today's live stream is going to be more talking than showing, I think, unless Artemis has a lot of stuff to show, because I don't have a lot of stuff to show. I've been working on the same things over and over. But I'll save that for when she gets in here. Let's see if this puzzle is supposed to be a hard large. So we'll see how we do on this. So far, you guys are doing pretty well. I think I've only added a couple answers to this one. 14 across, a cute butt, 5 but see, my answer to that would be tushy. But let's see if it takes that. Oh, I was right. Okay. Let's see, 15 across, Non's unleavened cousin. I want to say that's roti, but I could be wrong. Oh, I was right. Sometimes words stick in my brain and I'm not always sure if they're the right word. I just know them vaguely from some random exposure. Let's see, 17 across, brainy team building exercise with a Ford parked on the left. What the heck? Brainy team building exercise. I do not know. 10 letters, I don't know. 19 across, wild dew. A wild dew would be a mane, I think. There we go. Okay, 20 across, pays for in a way. 6 letters. Blank, blank, O, blank, E, blank. Pays for. No, it's not drawn a blank there. Okay. Um, Green gemstone, 7 letters, 21 across. I saw several of you do emerald, but I think it's peridot. I was right. See, that's another one of those random words that I have never even seen a peridot in person, but it's one of those random words that's just stuck in my brain. Okay, let's see. 23 across. Epitome of highness. Like high like drugs or high like I don't know. Let's move on. 24 across, presidential nickname. Um ah, what's the initials, the acronym? Um I can't remember. 27 across, Mexican City lead in. Would that be San, maybe? A lot of Mexican cities start with San. Yes. Okay, got that. Okay. 37 across, clump. A clump. Would that also be a clod? Let's see. Yes, a clump is a clod. Okay. Okay, I see Robin got Odin. Unrelated, but Odin is a kind of fun card game. I was just looking at that this weekend, deciding whether I wanted to buy it or not. I may hold off on that because our my group of friends that I play with once a month, they've decided my BFF Terry has a game cabinet, but she usually can't get a group of people to play together. But she's been collecting games anyway because she likes to play board games. She has to drag them kicking and screaming to play games with her. So she's on a mission now to play all the games she's got in her cabinet. She doesn't have one of those big, like if you watch videos of board gamers and they've got the whole thing behind them, stacks and stacks of board games. It's not like that. But she has one of those just small like waist height cabinets that sometimes people have in their dining room, and they have their good dishes in them. Got 2 doors, and you open them up like this, and they've got like 2 or 3 shelves. Is one of those kind of things, and she's got it packed with board games. She already got rid of a bunch of board games and took them to her local game shop and got some credit. Um, let's see. But so I think instead of buying, because for the past couple months I've been like buying a new game or two right before I go over to her place, just small games like card games and stuff. But I think I'm going to hold off on buying any games for a little while, and while we try to play more of the games, because I know I'm guilty of constantly chasing the new. And I think a lot of people in the board gaming hobby are like that. They chase the new hotness, and I now that I feel a little more freedom to spend money. Now that my kids are grown and everything, I have been buying a few games, but now I think I'm going to hold off for a little while and try to get some more plays in on the games we already own. Let's see, 38 across. A skew for one. A skew. I don't know. Because I know a skew is like a barcode, but that doesn't fit those 4 letters. Let's see, 39 across. It's mostly talk. 7 letters. It's mostly talk. No idea. 41 across. Made a lifetime promise. Said I do. Although, who stays married for a lifetime these days? Okay, 43 across. Supermodel with a makeup line for women of color. That would be Iman. Wasn't she married to David Bowie? Is that the right supermodel? 44 across. Sheets you can eat. Is that Nori? That is Nori. Okay. 46 across. Mortice's partner. I have no idea who that is, but Manon sounds like it would fit. Does it fit? No, it's not the right one. Pays for atones. That reminds me, I read that book Atonement. I didn't get it. It was way too deep in people's heads. I went through a brief period where it was also when I was still more of a church girl, and I was in what they call a small group, which is basically a Bible study group that meets in somebody's home rather than at church. And a couple of women I knew in the small group, we were reading fiction on the side. You know, we had our own little kind of book club thing where we were. This is the only time I've ever even remotely did a book club type thing where we were reading books on the side. And one of them we read was Atonement, and I did not like that book. It was very much literary fiction. Maybe if I watched the movie that was based on the book, I might understand the book. But that's one of those kind of things that makes me feel like a fraud because I grew up as a kid. Everybody, because I learned to read very early, everybody called me smart. She's so smart. She's so smart. But I read books. I technically could read the words, but I didn't often understand what I was reading. And so sometimes, even as a full grown adult, when I read something, especially like literary fiction, I understand the individual words, but I don't fully get what they're talking about. And then that makes me feel like a fraud when people call me smart because, other smart people understood this book. And I'm like, I don't get it. I mean, I kind of get it, but like they took 350 pages to say something that didn't need 350 pages. Let's see. Okay. Check the green room, and Ari is still not there. Hard, large, Ronald. See, this is. I don't need to check the comments because you say weird things. Oh, you're not adding anymore because the phone app doesn't work for you. I'm sorry. It rearranges the letters as you type them. Ooh, that's weird. Ugh, ugh. Did Robin say? Robin says she loves board games. Great. That's how I met Ronald because Ron on a board game channel on Twitch. Although we haven't met, but you know what I mean. Yahtzee. I'm not very good at Yahtzee. Although Yahtzee is mostly luck, but if you if I want to play a Yahtzee style game, I like what is it on BGA? It's either called Can't Stop Deluxe or Can't Stop Express or I like that. Artemis. We used to play together online a lot until my job schedules got crazy. That is true. I was just thinking the other day because your brother was saying, "Oh, once we, that he'll still participate in game night once he moves to his new apartment." But we haven't done game night in a while. Yes, Ronald. I know I don't read chat very well because I need to plug in my mouse because the scrolling doesn't with my trackpad doesn't work well, so it makes it difficult for me to read chat. I'm trying to do it though because she's not here yet. Okay, yes, I have to shift stuff around and my mouse doesn't work. Let's see. Can't Stop Express. Thank you, Ronald. I couldn't remember. I knew it wasn't regular Can't Stop. It was Can't Stop something. But that's the one Yahtzee type game that I really like. That one, and there's another one. Well, that's not really Yahtzee. Now I think about it, because that's cards. I think it's cards, not dice. It's called Indian Chief. It's also on Board Game Arena. Unfortunate name, but I like that one. Although I think that one's cards. I can't remember. But
Hello?
but yeah, Can't Stop Express is my main Yahtzee type game. No, I take that back, because there's another game. Now in my brain, I'm equating any games that are mainly dice rolling as Yahtzee like, and that's not true. But I like there's a game called Roll and Bump, which the kids and I enjoyed that so much when it first came on Board Game Arena that I tried to buy a physical version for us to play on vacation, and it's still not available in the physical version. Or I haven't checked recently, but when it first came out, it wasn't available in a physical version, which was unfortunate.
So
But
there's definitely something wrong with my computer because I was listening to you guys on my phone and I heard the music. And then as soon as I went into the studio on the computer, there was no music.
that's weird,
What?
because the music is definitely going.
I heard it. I heard
And
it listening to the video.
because I've gotten in the habit now of just like I come in, I turn it on, I turn it off, I turn it on. Since you told me that it doesn't work every time I do it, so now I just turn it off, turn it on, turn it off. You know,
Yeah.
do it two
I
or
just
three
have,
times.
I just like, because it didn't even say it was playing. So I had to like turn it on. And I'm like, is it still playing for you guys? Did it mess anything
Yeah,
up?
no, it's still playing.
Okay. Yeah. I don't understand. Wild. Well, it's time to get started.
Is it?
It is. We've got a cute fall background,
We do. We don't have to keep putting the background up, you know.
but it's cute. I liked it when we had the coffee one. I like having the changing backgrounds, and the Halloween one was very cute.
True, true. Although I used AI to come up with that background. Don't you?
Asp.
Yeah, the EV Mux gives us AI credits.
Okay. I mean, we don't have any money to pay anybody to make a background, so
And so when you go into the layers thing, either I put something that I've already uploaded, but I thought, oh, they must have a gallery. So the first time I went in and I said, let me check their gallery. And all they had was like an AI thing. And I guess I could have looked further to see if they had a gallery. But I was
mm,
like, you know what? It's like 1 minute till I have to go live. So how about I just type in what I want? And then all of a sudden it said, AI is creating a blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
yeah, I'll go see maybe if I can compile a section like a gallery of backgrounds and put it into the EVMux, and then we can choose from those later on. But this is cute for right now. Also, I got my room service so early. I got toast. It's lemon blueberry bread that he toasted
Mm-hmm.
with. He took some cream cheese and mixed it with some like lemon and lime juice and some
Ooh,
sugar.
ooh,
Yes,
sounds yummy.
it is. But our freaking air fryer, because we don't have a toaster, so we're toasting in the air fryer. We could toast in the oven, but our like, I don't want to toast in the oven. And also, usually when I toast in the oven, I use the broiler, and our broiler doesn't work, which I just discovered.
Yeah, yeah. We haven't had an air fryer in I don't know how long,
Do you get toaster?
because once we got a regular toaster oven
Ah,
before air fryers were a thing. We got a toaster oven, and we've been using that toaster oven for years as
mm-hmm.
as our just when we want some toast. And now we kind of use the air fryer. I would still use the toaster oven is still on the counter, and I would use it, except Your father now comes in the house and dumps things on top of the toaster oven like it's another surface.
So you can't turn it on?
Because if you turn it on, you will burn anything that's sitting on top of the toaster oven because it gets hot.
Well, he put the bread in the air fryer, and I have had this issue, but this is the first time that he's had this issue, and he was very upset. He's like, "No, I ruined your toast." He put the toast in there and put the stuff on it to like toast it and get it all caramelized and stuff, and it flipped because the air fryer will blow so much air and flip the toast around. Yes. Usually the topping that he puts on is heavy enough that it doesn't flip, but this time it flipped it.
Yeah, I've had that happen a couple times. That's why I just go ahead and put, like you said, put a heavy topping because usually I try to like toast the bread first. Like if I want for some reason I don't like a tuna fish sandwich on regular bread. I like it on toasted bread. And so I try to just like toast the bread in the air fryer and then put my tuna fish on it. But the few times I've tried to do that, it has flipped my.
It's doing this in the air fryer. Mm-hmm. You can hear it.
Although, if you use that paper,
my brain, the little like liner or whatever.
Yeah, my brain is blanking on the paper. Parchment paper, thank you. Mm-hmm. The parchment, if you use parchment paper, which we use parchment paper a lot in the air fryer anyway, so that we don't have to clean the rack as much. Mm-hmm. So use parchment paper, and the parchment paper will flutter, but the toast won't flip.
We do that. We'll throw foil in the air fryer. Mm-hmm. The foil will the air from the air fryer will and push in the foil so it like covers anything that's on the edges. Because I'll throw like chicken tenders in there and throw foil, throw some chicken tenders and put it in. And you can hear the foil like flipping around, and then I'll open it up and the foil went from like this, like kind of bowl shape, to like this.
Oh, I forgot. You've got one of those air fryers where you pull the thing out.
I'm sorry. Do you have a fancy future air fryer that costs $700? Tell me about your future science air fryer. Tell me about your AI air fryer that's going to take over the world.
Hush. No, trust me, our fancy air fryer died, and your brother bought a new air fryer, and I hate it. And I thought, oh, he's moving out. He's going to take this air fryer with him. And then Daddy will replace the air fryer because Daddy's the one who bought I gotta stop calling him Daddy. That sounds weird. Your father bought the other air fryer with the trays because we had one of those air fryers with the pull out.
Pull out
pull out the basket. I was trying to think of the word for it. Pull out the basket, but he bought one of those bigger ones because we use it so much. They bought one of those bigger ones that can hold more food, and it has 2 trays, so you can cook a bunch of stuff. So you can cook your chicken and your French fries. So, and that worked great, but one day it just stopped working. It just quit. It wouldn't turn on, and we used our air fryer a lot. So Isaac immediately bought another air fryer, but this one was smaller. So it doesn't fit. It has the trays, so he thought he was getting kind of the same thing, but it's just not good. It doesn't. It put it on 400, but the French fries still come out cold.
Ooh, ew!
You can't put anything on the bottom tray. I have to cook my French fries. You normally do like 15, 20 minutes. I have to do my French fries for almost 45 minutes to get them where I want them.
Okay. First of all, you're having to put your French fries in there for a long time because I will throw my French fries and my chicken tenders in there at the same time. It's always set on like 350 and I crank it to 10 minutes. I never cook anything in that air fryer more than 10 minutes.
Yeah, you try to do that in this new air fryer and the French fries don't get cooked. Like you'll put the chicken on the top and the French fries on the bottom because we just did this last night. French fries not cooked. There's so many things about the air fryer I hate, but it's Isaac's air fryer. He bought it, so I thought he would take it with him, but no. He
Here you go, a gift to you, mother.
Yes, he thinks he's being generous. He's leaving it with us. I'm like, no, take it with you.
And he's gonna watch the stream and be like, aghast.
and Chloe's like, well, when I move, I'll take it with me. And I'm like,
She does
well,
not need
no,
to. We have
because
two air
Maya
fryers.
already has an air fryer.
We have two. If she wants an air fryer to use for herself, she can use the other one. We have two. Because we have the one that we bought, and then very shortly after that, you guys gifted us one from your house. We have two. She does not need to bring one. Especially one that takes 45 minutes to make fries. No, thank
Ross
you.
says he puts his in for less than 10 minutes. Like, I know I already put my fries in a little longer anyway because I like mine to be a little bit crispy.
Crispy.
I like to see the brown on my French fries. So I put mine in a little longer than most people put theirs in, but still, I don't want them to be cold and crunchy on the inside.
Mm-hmm.
You know how you bite a raw potato?
And it's crisp,
Yeah,
like an apple.
yeah. Mm.
So we should probably start.
We probably should because we're talking like we already started.
We are.
And it's almost 11 o'clock.
Did I gather all of my things? Oh, I forgot one thing.
Well, go get it.
Yeah, I saw for half a second.
Go ahead. Go ahead and get it. Go ahead and. Now I got a vamp. Like I'm a vamping woman. I got a vamp. I got a vamp. This has been a slow craft week for me, as you will see when we get this show started. There is something about my screen because everything looks smaller on it today, and I don't know why. Oh well, such is life. I've been trying to do, I started putting my Fitbit back on, and I don't know what is on with my Fitbit today because right now it's telling me my heart rate is 92, and I'm just sitting here. I think that's kind of high for just sitting here. But normally my heart rate's not that high, but lately it's been the last couple weeks, couple days, it seems to have been higher than usual. But I'm trying to go with the active minutes instead of the steps because the steps aren't doing anything for me. But
Now I wonder what my heart rate is. It's not showing what it is right now. It's like reading it. But it says my maximum is 92. My minimum is 69 for like the amount that it's measured recently. I'm at 93.
we're just sitting here. It should not be that high.
I did run in there to get my stuff.
Oh, well, yeah, true. Okay.
Yeah,
I've already got 4 active minutes from just going up and down the stairs and getting my breakfast and my coffee and everything. So, but we'll talk about that more.
Mine doesn't measure active minutes, but yes, we will get to that when we get to that. Are you ready for the countdown?
Am
Are we
I?
doing countdown? Are you?
Are we?
Are we?
I'm trying to figure out why you look so small.
Why I look so small?
No, everything on my screen just looks so small to where I can barely see you.
Do
Okay.
you full screen it?
No, I've made you bigger now.
Okay.
So let's
Maybe-
get this show on the
Is
road.
it better?
Let's get this show on the road. No, because you like the background, so leave it
I
small. So leave it small.
Okay. Starting officially at 11:01. Are we ready, everyone? Everyone, we're all good in the chat. We're starting.
They don't
Quiet
care.
on set.
They don't care.
Quiet on set.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wednesday morning edition of the Conversation Chair. I am your presenter, Dani, the lethargic glass. And with me is my co-presenter, my partner in crime, and my wee bairn.
Artemis, the fatigued, even with melatonin.
Oh no. If you have never been here before, I want you to know that we are just a little chat show. We are here for your body doubling needs. We are here to be your audio ambiance, your background sound. We are here to keep you company while you are doing the laundry, washing the dishes, taking care of the rugrats, avoiding meetings, or trying to fend off that puck bunny who broke into your house while you're trying to recover from an injury after the hockey game because she threw a rose onto the ice that got under your skate, and now you have a knee injury. And she thinks she can help you recover with her double D's.
Scandalous.
That last bit is not my real life.
Scandalous.
Because I don't have double D's. I am an H.
Scandalous.
Which you can't tell now because I have no bra on.
Also because your camera stops here.
Well, if I had a bra on, they'd be up here like this and you'd see them. See those H's up high. But no, that last bit was not my real life. That was from the book that I started this morning because I woke up way too early. It is a book by one of my favorite independent authors.
And this isn't stalling at all. She definitely has the book ready.
No, I do have the book ready, but I kind of wanted to show you the cover, and I can't. My thing won't scroll. So it is Falling for the Orc All-Star by S.C. Principale.
Tell me why this orc is playing hockey.
Because he's the Orc All-Star. I told you he's recovering from an hockey injury.
Wild. Absolutely ridiculous.
Not ridiculous. Yes, Ronald, we were playing the hard large.
We're going to get an explicit rating on YouTube. YouTube doesn't even do ratings like that, but we're going to get an explicit rating.
Nobody's watching
guidance.
All the people who are watching us are already here, and they know how we talk. Okay, so life updates. It's already 11 o'clock. Let's get this show on the road.
I actually used the thing this week.
I see.
But we'll start with yours. Has Alexa gained manners?
Kitty cat.
The cat that is covered by your name. Your name is finally here and it's covering the cat.
It doesn't look covered from my end. Oh, but you got me flipped.
Yep. So, Alexa has gained manners.
Oh, that was just a brief little thing that I noted because we have the
Google Homes.
What is it called? The Echo Show.
Oh, yeah.
Downstairs in our kitchen, it has like a screen, and so it's not just the little round thing. It's got an actual screen so you can watch videos and stuff. Mainly all I use it for, your brother got it free from work. It's one of those incentive things,
Mm-hmm.
And so I set it up in the kitchen thinking that I would watch recipe videos or whatever. All I ever use it for is to listen to Marketplace while I'm cooking my food.
What's Marketplace?
Marketplace is like news but business. So they basically talk about how things happening in the news affect the economy. And so I listen to it frequently. But why do I have a message?
It's me telling you to focus on the stream.
No, it's your Aunt Terry wanting to know if I need to add anything to the grocery list.
Tell her nah, but she should tune into the stream.
She doesn't know I stream. She thinks I'm working. Hush.
Ooh,
You trying to get
now
me?
me, yeah, now me about to get you fired.
You trying to get me in trouble? Vamp. Vamp for a second while I answer her.
This is me vamping. I finally got more melatonin, and it's not doing nothing. I think I might just take an extra one because it says it's 10 milligrams, and I think the one that I had before was like 15 milligrams, and it told me to take 2. So I think I'm taking less than I was previously. So I'm thinking about just taking an extra gummy. Also, the gummy technology has progressed so much because these melatonin gummies just taste like candy. Like, I have to prevent myself from, let me just eat these as a little snack. The melatonin gummies straight up taste like candy. And I think the last medicine gummy that I had, it was like a multivitamin or something, also tasted like candy. I need to just start getting all of my medicines in gummy form.
I was just saying before you came on that the Ricola cough drops that I use taste like candy.
Mm.
And and but there's been studies
yeah, about the menthol.
Yeah,
I was listening.
Oh, you were listening? Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
You were listening. I saw your messages. I forgot. Yeah, the menthol and the other medicinal things in there. So again, I shouldn't be constantly eating those because the medicine is not good for you to constantly be consuming. It's for an occasional thing. So I'm just going to get some peppermint because I think maybe if I get some peppermint candy, I was going to get some
You were gonna get some.
She keeps messaging me.
I mean, this wouldn't happen if you told her you were streaming.
But then she'd know I'm not working.
She could tune into the chat. You make your own hours, don't you?
I do. But yeah, I was going to get some peppermint because I think maybe just like, because peppermint already has kind of a numbing thing to it, but it's natural. So I'm thinking maybe that'll help take the place of whatever the menthol or whatever it is.
I think she's technically your manager, right?
Yeah.
Your manager?
Yeah. She's my best friend, but she's also my boss. She was my best friend before she was my boss. That's how I got the job. So
you still circle back.
Although she would not say that she's my boss because she doesn't like the sound of that, but
circle back to the Alexa.
Oh, so anyway, all I use it to do is listen to Marketplace. But and I use it for a timer because I like to say, because you can have several timers going at once. I don't do it all the time, but rather than try to manipulate the stove timer or the microwave timer.
Alexa, start a timer for 30 minutes. Alexa, start a timer for 10 minutes.
But you can name it, so you can say, so like if you're preparing a Thanksgiving dinner, you can say, start macaroni timer for 10 minutes, start corn timer for 5 minutes. So, and then it has them all labeled and it's on the screen. It's helpful. I like that.
That does sound cool.
And she'll say out loud, your macaroni timer is done. Your blah, blah, blah timer is done. So
I love it.
So I like that. But anyway, so I was asking Alexa to do something because normally I just ask her for those two things, but I asked her for something different for some reason. And I can't remember what it was. You know how sometimes you can ask a question like, how many feet in a yard or something. And so I asked her something. She gave me the answer, but then I look over and on the screen, and I had just updated because they had just pushed an update, update to the new Alexa Plus, blah, blah, blah. And I did it, and it asked me a few questions, but then I didn't really notice any difference other than they changed the voice. They changed the voice that I had on it.
I got coffee.
Lovely. They changed the voice that I had on it. And I was like, okay, well, when I take a minute, I'll take a minute sometime later and change it back to the voice I like because they changed it to some other voice. But so I asked her something, and then I look over at the screen because when you say like, hey, I don't want to say it and wake up somebody's
Yeah,
personal assistant.
device. Nah, I'd be I'd be waking up everybody's Google.
You say, "Hey A," and then it has a little bar that does to show you that she's
That's
listening.
listening. Yeah.
Okay, so I did that. I asked my question. She gave me my answer. And so I'm making my coffee and I look over and it's still doing do 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 do. So I said, and I thought to myself, now I know back in the day when these assistants first became a thing, people, because the voice sounds like a human, people would automatically say thank you to it
Mm-hmm.
because it's a device. And I think either they just felt silly, or maybe sometimes the device would say you don't have to thank me or something.
Mm-hmm.
But so people quickly learned don't say thank you to it, and I was one of those people who caught myself a couple times saying thank you to it. So
I'm gonna say thank you anyway. When that robot uprising happens,
well,
they're not gonna catch me being rude.
So I got over it, but I look over and it's still doing this. So I said, "Thank you, A," and then it said, "You're welcome, Dani." I'm like,
it knows your name.
So that was part of the upgrade, I guess.
Wild.
It has manners now.
That's cute. You better keep thanking that Alexa, because when the AI robot uprising happens, they're gonna know you're one of the polite ones.
Well, they know I don't yell at it. So, are you aging, my dear? Are you aging?
I am. I was at work the other day, and it was cold. It was one of the days that it was like 40 degrees or something. And so I didn't have my heavy jacket because they got us our scrub jacket. So I have to wear my scrub jacket, which is, if you've ever worn a scrub jacket, kind of dinky. They didn't provide us one of the like fleece ones or whatever. So I go inside and I finally like warm up and I'm comfortable and working around. And then all of a sudden I'm like, did they kick the heat on high? What is going on? And I'm like walking around. I'm like, I feel like there's sweat on my face. I feel like I'm going to pass out. I think I had a full hot flash at work. And I'm like, what?
Oh no.
What is this? It was awful.
My first instinct was, oh, my baby has all grown up. She's starting to realize what women go through. And then I'm like, oh no, if she's old enough to have hot flashes, I'm ancient.
No, I looked it up, and a lot of people have pre-period hot flashes, which it did align with that. So, like, I think that's what it was. That's not something that my body.
Denial. You're going into perimenopause.
Sure, whatever. Anyway, I was upset because one of my friends at the market, she's like, because I'm always complaining about how it's cold because I keep the AC on in there. And she's like, oh, you're going to love hot flashes. They're going to keep you so comfortable in all these cold weather. And I, silly me, just naive, honestly kind of rude me, thought that everyone was exaggerating. I was like, it can't be that hot. You're just getting a little warm. They are not warm flashes. It was a hot flash. It was hot. I went from comfortable to sweat pouring down my face out of nowhere.
Yup.
I was like, am I sick? Am I dying?
Because I'm like you. You know I'm like you. I'm cold everywhere. Yes. I am cold all the time, or I was till these hot flashes came on.
Absolutely unhinged. Because I was wearing like my scrub top, but underneath my scrub top, I was wearing a long sleeve, and then I was wearing the scrub jacket over. Because remember, it was like 40 degrees outside, and so I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
I am so cold most of the time, or I used to be so cold most of the time that honestly, if I went through perimenopause, I must have missed it. Because I did not get hot flashes till I was fully post-menopausal. Till I stopped having my periods and was and I'm sure Ronald is just loving this conversation.
Loving it.
But I never got...
You know, in a past life, he was a gynecologist. I feel like Ronald has done everything. He was a music teacher. He does all this. Does he do IT right now? I'm sure he was a gynecologist. He was a super spy. You know.
International man of mystery. But yeah, I was fully already through the change before I started having all these symptoms that all these women are talking about.
Mm. Well,
But
that was the only one that happened.
and quick sidebar. I'm seeing all over the place. First of all of a sudden, perimenopause is everywhere. Which, okay, great. I'm glad y'all are getting attention. How about talk about what happens after, so that the rest of us old ladies know? Because y'all are
Mm-hmm.
just talking to the 35 and 40-year olds who are starting to have symptoms. But I never went through all of that. I'm already on the other side. What happens to
Where's
us?
the information for me?
There's information for me, number one. And number two, I'm starting to see all these women on my TikTok talking about PCOS symptoms and things that you have to do and special things you need to eat and everything to manage your PCOS. And I'm like, manage? Manage? I mean, just in case you don't know, I have PCOS. That's why I had trouble getting pregnant with you.
Mm-hmm.
And but all I was told was it makes it hard for you to get pregnant, and you might grow some hair on your chin,
Mm-hmm.
which I've got, and you are going to be rounder than your average gal because it's harder to take the weight off. But mainly it was about the fact that I couldn't. I mean, just being rounder and having the hair is just like outward symptoms, outward indications that you have it, but mainly it's going to be hard for you to get pregnant. So all I ever thought about PCOS was about my fertility, and then as soon as I had my babies, I didn't think about PCOS no more.
Mm.
I know it's the reason that I have all this on my chin, but a lot of the people have this on their chin, and a lot of women do, and have to, wax, whatever. I don't think of PCOS every day. And now all of a sudden I'm learning that supposedly I was supposed to be on a special diet and
Ooh,
managing things, and there's all kinds of symptoms and stuff. I'm like,
doctor didn't say that.
my doctor never told me none of that.
That's like when I got on that very first medicine for my migraines for the spinal fluid thing. The very first medicine that I took, the doctor was like, yeah, I saw
Wait a minute,
Ronald's comments.
okay, a power by dashboard? What is that? That's either an IT thing or an Alphabet Mafia thing. Which one? I'm confused. Because
I
I don't know.
also don't know, but we'll continue talking while he explains in the chat. But that makes me think of the very first medicine that the doctor gave me for my migraines. When she prescribed me the medicine, she was like, "Power B1, BI is for work."
Okay, so it's not Alphabet Mafia. Okay, gotcha.
But she was like, okay, so the medicine, you're going to have tingling in your fingers and toes, like your fingers and toes fell asleep. Don't worry about it. It'll go away. Soda is going to taste flat, but other than that, you should be okay. She did not explain that it was going to spike my anxiety so much. I looked up the medicine after the fact, and one of the side effects is like elevated anxiety, because you should remember it was the cruise maybe 3-4 years ago that we went on, and I was so like, we were getting off the boat and I was so stressed about not having my passport, and I was so stressed about all this stuff, and you were like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, it's this freaking medicine. I was like, it was awful. I was like, I felt like I was losing my mind.
That's me. I'm always an anxious person, so.
But the difference is, if you're always an anxious person, you've been living with it's not living with anxiety is not great. But imagine going from like a 2-3 anxiety to a level 8 anxiety out of nowhere.
Yeah.
No explanation, no nothing. I was like, what is going on? It was awful.
Yeah. So, new neighbors?
Yes. I ran into our new neighbors downstairs. They haven't moved in yet. They're supposed to be moving in a couple weeks, but they seem really nice. It's a husband and wife, and they have a little baby girl, and they have a dog. They're supposed to be moving in downstairs. I'm a little worried, just because they have a baby, and we just tend to function at very late hours, which means like
Mm.
we walk our dog late at night. We're still like walking around the house, watching movies late at night. And so I'm a little worried about that because we're not like exceptionally loud neighbors, but also like our previous neighbor, like never said anything, was so quiet. We met her during the pandemic and she was like, yeah, y'all are super chill. I'm usually up late at night anyway, so it's fine. But like, I imagine these parents, probably first time parents, because it looks like they only have one child, are going to be not trying to be up really late at night, or
Is
are
it
going to
a
be
is
really.
it a baby?
It's a she was in a car seat, like it looked like a baby, like in a it looked like she was like this big, like a baby.
I mean, you want to try to be quiet, but at the same time, chances are they're going to be up just because babies don't sleep through the night.
Okay.
But you want to try to be quiet because you don't know when they might have finally gotten her down, and then you are blasting, Red Dead Redemption on the Xbox or whatever.
We're never really blasting anything. I think the loudest thing that is ever in this house is Wayne watching his phone videos on full blast. And even that's not that loud.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know that they're going to hear that downstairs. I'm more just worried about like when we feed the dogs, they see us walking to the space where the dog food is and they get riled up and start barking. And so we have to change the schedule of when we feed them, possibly adjust the schedule of when we walk them. Because when we walk them, we go outside and it's dark outside. So Wayne will like bang on the side of the porch to like, if there are any bears, if anything's moving around out there, because we'll get to this in a minute. Bears be roaming out here. In case y'all didn't see on Discord, bears be roaming out here. And so I don't know. I'm just worried about it. I don't like having neighbors. I don't like having roommates. I just want to live in isolation with the people that
you
I
don't
like.
want to have roommates as your sister's about to move in with you.
She is, and I'm gonna have to adjust everything to also that is just a me personal, like, I just want to live the way I want to live without having to adjust to anybody else's stuff. I don't even like adjusting to his stuff. I just want to have my stuff where I want it and do what I want when I want. That's not how the world works.
Well, that's how most people.
I'm just not happy about it. I don't want to live alone, but I want to live with people, but have those people also do the things that I want to do.
Silly girl.
Yes.
So, risking your life at work.
I'm upset. We've already been over that I really don't like this job. For some reason, I'm the person that they have been sending upstairs to check the extra stock for stuff that we need to pull for people that are ordering stuff online. Because remember, our store is the main store. So if anything orders something, and we have like 20 something stores or something. But if anybody orders something from the website or anything like that, we have to check in our warehouse and all of our back stock to pull that stuff for them to ship out to those people.
Mm-hmm.
So we have every morning, we have to go upstairs to the offices, and they've printed off a little list for us to go around and search for these items and send it back to the shipping people so they can ship it out to people. And most of our stuff is on the floor, but some of our back stock is upstairs in an extra storage room. Mm-hmm. And for some reason, I have been the person, even though all of us work on the stock list in the morning, because there's two lists, and usually 2 to 3, sometimes 4 papers, depending on how much is on each of the lists. Mm-hmm. And so 2 to 4 of us will be looking for that stock in the morning. So all of us are working on the list. And then once we've gone through the list of everything on the floor and we need to check for stuff upstairs, hey, Art, can you go ahead and check for the stuff upstairs? Sure. I needed a leg workout anyway. Sure. But we are getting one of the lines of scrubs that we carry. We're getting in one of the companies, like brands of scrubs that we carry, they're sending in a new line. And so they're going to be sending in a ton of it at once. Mm-hmm. And so they moved one of the smaller lines to the downstairs stock room, making space on all of the shelves upstairs in the upstairs stock room. Okay, great. But the ones that are still left up there are instead of leaving them on the shelf where they were or shifting them to the bottom shelf because nothing is here yet, they shifted it to the very top shelf. I am 5'8". I am not short. Mm-hmm. I am the tallest person on the floor downstairs. I can reach almost every shelf. When they put stuff on the top rack downstairs, I don't have to use the little tool to grab the shirt down. I can grab it down without even standing on my toes, really. Those boxes are above my head, out of reach.
Oh, no.
And so I look for a step stool. There's a step stool in there because in the downstairs stock rooms, we have like shoes piled truly to the ceiling. But in the downstairs stock room, they have a big industrial ladder. And I took a picture, by the way. So we're going to have visual aid. But in the downstairs stock room, there is a big industrial ladder. So I don't like climbing on ladders, but that one, I'm like, if I have to get someone a shoe, I'll climb on this ladder. I'll be okay. I've climbed on it several times at this point. I don't like it. If someone else can do it, that would be great. But if I have to, then I have to. I go upstairs. I see these boxes on the top shelf, and I'm like, okay, gotta find a ladder. I'm looking around. The only thing that I see is a little dinky ladder. Where is this dinky ladder? It's a little dinky ladder. A little dinky step stool. And so I open it up. I step on that bottom step because I, again, don't like ladders. I step on that bottom step and it creaks. And I'm like, oh, no. I don't like this. I don't like this. But just that bottom step was enough that I could reach that box and pull that box off of the shelf to be able to look into it. And then I can stand on the floor and put it back onto the shelf. So I do that for all the boxes upstairs. And then after that, because I didn't want to check before, after that, I checked the bottom of that ladder. That ladder is rated for 220 pounds. Absolutely not. That is not what I weigh. Not at all. And so I go downstairs and I tell the manager, and I'm like, we finished all of that stuff. I found it. I was a little frustrated because I did have a box fall on my face while I was doing that.
Oh no.
On that ladder. Yes. It wasn't like bad, but it was like, it sucked. And so then the next day, everybody's looking on the list, and then they're like, hey, Art, can you go check for these other things upstairs? And I'm like, I will. I was like, I don't mind checking for the things upstairs. Can somebody bring an extra? Can we get a different ladder upstairs? Because the one that was up there is only rated for 220 pounds, and that is not enough weight for me. And they're like, oh, there should be another one up there. There's two up there. And I'm like, okay. Because I didn't look through the whole room. Because the other half of the room is for one of the other stock people. It's stuff that we don't normally have to pull. But they're like, yeah, go over to so-and-so section and check for the other ladder that's over there. They probably have it. I'm like, okay. So-and-so wasn't up there, but I went and looked, and I found another ladder.
Oh, that's worse than the last one.
That's the other ladder. But that ladder is rated for 250 pounds. But that is still 50 pounds less than what I need. Still 50 pounds less than what I need. So I step on the bottom step of that little ladder. It still creaks. I'm still uncomfortable, but it's high enough, just barely high enough that I can slide the boxes carefully, which some of those boxes are not light. I am stressed out the entire time because I'm standing on this ladder already 50 pounds over, and then I'm grabbing a 50-pound box off the shelf. That puts me at 100 pounds over. Like, what? So I'm grabbing the boxes off, I do the stuff, I put it back, and I bring everything downstairs, and I go to my manager, and I'm not sugarcoating anything, I'm not like pulling her to the side or anything. I said, hey, so-and-so, I went ahead and grabbed the stuff up there, but I found that other ladder. That ladder is still only 250 pounds. That's 50 pounds less than what I need. I don't feel super comfortable standing on those ladders. I was able to stand on the bottom step and pull the box off, but that still adds extra weight. That puts me over. I don't feel comfortable.
Did you tell them that thing was creaking?
Yes.
When you stood on it? Okay. It's not just you read it and were uncomfortable. You stood on it and it was creaking.
Yes. And she was like, well, we don't really have, like, they were just telling me that the budget is really low. Like, we don't really have it in the budget to buy another ladder or anything. And I was like, this is a warehouse. Is there a ladder anywhere else that we could put up there? And she's like, oh, well, there's a ladder in this other room. I don't know what it's rated. And I'm like, I could just check the bottom. She's like, I don't know what it's rated, but you'd have to lug it up there and then bring it back down every time because we need it in this room. And I'm like, why is the solution not sending someone else upstairs? Because I don't mind doing this, but I also don't want to have to do an extra thing that is not my job of lugging something upstairs and then lugging it back downstairs. What happened to accommodations? What is this? Because I'm not the only heavy person that works in this store. It's so frustrating. And every day since then, I have still been the person that they send upstairs to go search for stuff.
No.
Ooh, not happy about it.
This makes me sad.
I just don't like this job.
We talked about it last time. I don't want you to stay in a job you don't like. You know, I fight against staying in jobs that I don't like. I've gone round and round that thing. I was just hoping that this one, because it seemed like the hours were good and everything, I was hoping that this one would be
The
the
hours are
job
decent, but
that
also
would work out for you.
the hours are decent, but also I'm not a morning person. The hours are early.
Yeah.
I'll be at work at 9 a.m. and I'm not working from home, so I have to leave my house at like 8:30 in the morning.
Yeah, I know that's not great, but I have trouble sympathizing with you on that because I'm not a morning person either. And from the time I was born until I was 50, I had to go and leave my house and be places at 8 a.m. And I hated it, and I got up and made myself do it anyway. So that's just part of being in the working world. That sucks, but that's what you got to do.
I'm doing it, but I hate it.
I paid my dues on that, and went through enough schooling for 4 some years to be able to now stay home. So
nah. But that's what that is. And then what else is?
Are you a druid?
Apparently, full family of bears in my neighbor's yard. I'm gonna see if I can pull it up on the computer, just so you guys can see it a little bit clearer. Oh my gosh, I've got too many things. I got crackers, I got toast, I got coffee.
You got foods.
I do. Let's see. There we go.
You got foods.
Okay. Photos. But I went yesterday to walk my dog. And yes, here are all of everything. And everybody saw the video that I posted in the thing. So I'm not going to pull that up again.
Was this a recent video?
Yes. Did you not see it?
I'm
going to pull it up again.
I haven't checked Discord in a couple days.
You're good. I'm pulling it up right now. Not that one. Where is the video? Because I did a whole little edit and everything. It reminded me of my TikTok days. There we go. Share screen.
I saw the video you sent me to my phone this morning.
Yes, of the Brain Quest card games. Oh my goodness.
I think if we dug around in the garage, I might still have some Brain Quests in the garage. Mm-hmm. Honestly, I don't think we threw them out.
Okay, are you ready? Do you have it full screen enough to be able to see?
Yes, I'm looking.
So this is the one that I posted in the Discord.
Oh, you added music and everything.
Yes. And this took me like 5 minutes to edit. Do you see them?
Oh, yes, I do see them.
And that's me standing on my stairs.
Oh, no.
On my porch. And the problem is, you see this roof up here.
Uh-huh.
I cannot see this yard until I am halfway down the stairs.
Oh, okay.
So I did not know they were out there. I went downstairs and walked the dogs. I'm going to show some more of the pictures. But I went downstairs and went to walk the dog. And all of a sudden, I look over because the neighbors have dogs. That's why they have the fence.
Wait a minute, was this recently?
This was yesterday.
Why does that look like snow on the ground?
Because it snowed. It
was 70-some degrees here.
You need to check Discord. Ronald knows what temperature my house is right now. Ronald knows. You need to check the Discord.
I didn't know it snowed in Nashville yesterday.
Yes. It snowed enough that 2 of my coworkers couldn't come to work yesterday.
Oh my goodness.
She doesn't, Ronald. But yeah, it That's me from my window because I was not about to go outside again just to take pictures of the bears. But I was
Well,
fully.
Ronald, that's on my list for media. That's on my list.
We're gonna talk about it, Ronald.
The show you're talking about, it's on my list.
Ooh, Ari had flurries in Georgia.
Oh my Lord. Speaking of Ari, your father said that I didn't go with Isaac to move his stuff to his new apartment on Friday. Your father took Friday off to help him move like his bedstand and everything. And he comes back and he says, Alan, I didn't know that Isaac's new roommate was going to be an Ari lookalike.
Ooh! Not twinning. Not twinning.
Well, I know you had snow, Ronald, because when I was saying it was 72 degrees here, you were saying it was 27 where you were.
Living in Minnesota. Ronald. But I forgot that I took this video. I took a time-lapse video. This is over 5 minutes of them because they were digging in the dirt looking for bugs and stuff to eat. Mm-hmm. But they were outside. They were there for an hour. I was worried about them. I was worried about them being there when I went to go drive. But backing up. So I walked down the stairs. Loading. Ew. I walked down the stairs. And I'm just walking down with the dog, nothing, I didn't see any bears, beside the house. I didn't see any walking in the driveway. So I'm, I think I'm good. And then we're down there. The dog is midstream of piss. And I look over, and there are 4 bears, 3 babies and a mom, over in the neighbor's yard. And I know they can get over the fence because that's how they got into that yard in the first place.
Oh,
because
Lord.
Right back here, can you see where my mouse is? On the screen? In the back there?
Okay, yeah, I see it now.
So right back there, that's where they left. The mama bear hopped over that fence and was hanging out at the little stump back there, and the babies followed. So I know they can climb over that front fence because that's how they got into the yard in the first place.
Lord.
Yes. They were there for most of the morning, and you could see them just rooting around. They were there for most of the morning.
Just hanging out like they're dogs and they live there.
Truly, I can't believe. Oh, you can see the mama bear back there on the stump now, where she climbed over the fence. But they were truly just I can't believe this whole yard was laid out just for me. And then I go home. Do you know what this is? As I'm backing into my driveway, the bears are still there. They left and came back. In the nighttime.
Oh, Lord.
I couldn't get... There we go.
Oh, Lord. They look like they're laying down relaxing now.
They are. They must be tired after doing all that work this morning. So Wayne and I had to... Oh, that was my picture sending to my friend. So Wayne and I had to... we went out to walk the dogs together, and he came out with his gun, while we were walking the dogs. Yes, because what are you supposed to do if a bear is running, Mother? Would you rather my husband have a gun or a bear wound? So he comes out, and he's standing at the car and has the car door open to hide the fact that he has a gun. And I'm like, why are you doing that? And he's so the neighbors don't think I'm just pointing a gun at their yard. And I'm like, I'm sure they know the bears have been in their yard all day. They have 2 kids. I'm sure they know. They have 2 kids and 4 dogs that are not in that yard. I'm sure they know the bears have been in the yard all day.
Oh my goodness.
It was a nightmare.
Oh my goodness.
I was so wary going out to walk the dog this morning because you remember a few months back when I showed that video of the bear walking across the driveway. I was sitting in the car. So
let's correct this misconception before we go on to Yarny Thoughts. I do check the Discord, but I did not check it the last couple days because I got caught up in looking at different, watching different board game videos because I was thinking that I might buy another board game before I go over to Terry's. And then I changed. There's a fox. I'll have to look.
Yep, because you don't check the Discord.
You are not
beating the allegations.
I did see the hat.
You are not beating the
I did see the
allegations.
hat because I pressed a like on the heart thing. Either that or I said cool, one or the other, because I always use cool. But
We'll pull
yes,
up the boxing
I,
memory copy, Ronald.
I did see the hat. That was the last thing I saw. But yeah, no, the last couple days I've been looking at board game things because I thought I might buy a board game, but I changed my mind because I'm going, like as I said, I'm going to Terry's this weekend, and I either said this to Chloe or I said this to you guys before Artemis came. But I was buying a game or two a month, and then just for the last 2 or 3 months, I've bought 2 or 3 new games, and then Terry was saying that she wants to start play. She has like a I can't think of the real word for it, but a chest basically that she has. It's like waist high in her dining room that she has she's consolidated all her games down to that chest. She used to have a bigger
Euro.
She used to have a bigger thing, but now it's just in this chest. Not chest, but cabinet. And so now basically she wants to try to play. I know you're just joshing me, Ronald. She wants to try to play more of the games because I've been chasing after the new hotness lately. So every time I come over, I've got a new game for them to play, and they're very accommodating because she doesn't have people like she'll play with her husband every once in a while, but he doesn't like to. He's fussy about learning new games. And most of her family members, we've discussed this before, most of her family members are the same because they feel like, oh, it's too many rules. I can't figure it out. It's too hard, blah, blah, blah. So they want to play like really simple things. And so any of the kind of games I bring over, it's like, oh God, I've got to learn rules and blah, blah, blah. So, but she doesn't get to play games as much as she wants to, but we're trying to play the games that she's got in her cabinet. Also, someone just gave her a mahjong set, so she's thinking about trying to learn how to play mahjong. Which me, I like to. I have this thing in my brain about wanting to learn games from what they call mid-century, mid 20th century, because for something there's just this thing in my brain probably from when I was a child, that sounds so sophisticated of getting together with your friends and playing something like bridge or canasta. Or so on that list in my brain is bridge, canasta, mahjong. Mahjong is on that list. And what'd you say?
Cribbage.
That's
the only other old person game I can think of.
It's not an old person game. And I've learned how to play cribbage. I've only played canasta once. Bridge, I've heard that bridge is very difficult. And I've heard that mahjong is very difficult. But lately mahjong has had a resurgence here in America. And so I've got a couple books on mahjong, so we may learn how to play mahjong. But
also, aren't there other games that you can play with the mahjong tiles? Like you can just play a different game.
Well, there's different styles of mahjong.
Oh,
that you can play, but I was also I've been in the mood to play a flipping right or a rolling right, and I was thinking about buying Welcome To, but you go on Amazon, Welcome To is $41. No, thank you.
Ooh.
I did find a used copy of Seven Wonders because Seven Wonders is $60, but I found a used copy on eBay and I got it for $23, and that included shipping. So I hope it's in good condition because $23 is a lot less than $60. So that's coming. Hopefully it'll get to her house before I get there this weekend. If not, then we'll play it next month. But I've also been seeing reviews of this game called Flip Town.
Mm-hmm.
So I was watching a bunch of reviews of that. So all of that is to say I've been on P&P Arcade and a bunch of different things and not on Discord. But I will check Discord more frequently. I'm
All you
falling,
gotta do is check once a day.
I'm falling down in my duties. Okay, Yarny Crafty thoughts. How you doing on Yarny and Crafty?
Mm, doing pretty good. I got some stuff to show.
Okay,
Let
you do
me.
that because I have all I have is a couple coloring pages. I'm still working on my slippers for Terry. I want to try to get them done before I go this weekend. So, but this is how much I've got of the second slipper, so I'm not getting too far.
Let me
So,
grabbing my stuff. Okay. Can you see me? Can you see me?
okay, I'm gonna have to make you big, but go ahead.
I will step a little closer.
No,
I got
you don't
stuff.
have to step closer. I just had to make my screen big. Go ahead. Lovely. You
I did the
finished it.
rollout thing and everything.
Yep, just like they do on TikTok.
I thought that I would like it better with the black, but I kind of wish that I had done it in white like the card really normally looks like.
I
Because on
think
the
it's
Uno
nice
cards,
though.
I I I don't know. I feel like you lose a lot of the details. Like these upper corner arrows up here,
Uh-huh.
I feel like you like lose some of the detail there.
Now on camera, I can see them really well. They look really well. They look really good on camera.
Yeah, so
So that's
I'm
gonna be
gonna
a wall. That's gonna be a wall hanging for your house.
yeah, I'm gonna finish weaving in the ends, and then I'm probably gonna put it. I don't know if I want to hang it in here, if I want to hang it in the other end. This is the back. It doesn't look too bad, honestly. I carried all of the yarn across for the whole thing, and the back ended up looking better than I thought. So,
Rana said it looks great and it might be better in white. Only one way to find out.
well, I'm not gonna work on that yet because I
Yeah,
am currently
I think
working.
this slipper has worked my. I don't think it's worked the knitting out of me, but I think it's like I really wish I had done this in a super bulky rather than this two strands
Mhm.
together because I'm not feeling this. This is making me. I want to knit, but this is making me not want to knit.
Yeah.
This together, if that makes any sense.
And sorry, I'm pulling up the other thing I'm working on my phone. So give me just a sec.
But I'm also feeling I should get back to my blankets.
I'm leaning into the mic again because this is about the secret Christmas blanket. Can everyone hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, you silly woman.
Okay. We're just going to call it the Christmas blanket going forward, and I will not show any more pictures of it after today. So if you need to see it, I'm going to put it in the Discord.
Are you sure he's not in Discord?
I don't think so. I need to go check. But I, pixel by pixel, transferred the entire
Okay.
pattern into Stitch Fiddle.
Did you really?
This is
That.
it in Stitch Fiddle.
Oh my goodness, you did a great job.
So I am currently working on it. Let me go back to my progress tracker. So let's see. So let me show here. So you can see where I am by that highlighted little white, because that's the row that I'm working on. You see it?
What highlighted little white?
The tiny little lighter highlighted section there. Do you see it? Those little pixels that are slightly highlighted whiter.
I'll have to take your word for it because I can't tell.
Sure. I am like, it's truly just this little bottom corner of it.
Are you doing it corner to corner?
I am.
Okay.
Because with corner to corner, all I have to worry about are just squares, just counting squares. I don't have to, it feels so much easier. So, which way does this go? This.
Oh, wow.
So this
Wow.
is what I have so far. It is going to be enormous.
But
Because
but
for anyone,
he's a big guy, so
very true. So yeah, just again for reference for anyone who needs to see, it's just the tiny little like essentially right here. You see where the black starts turning to white right there?
uh-huh.
No, I moved my thing. Go back. I'll go
Oh, so
back to that.
that's what that white line thing is. I see.
Yes, that
Okay.
shows what line I'm on. So that's where I am, and this is how big it is already. It's already bigger than my face. It's enormous. So, and I'm doing a different method in the back because since it's a blanket, I didn't want to have all of those ends like carried in the back.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna have to do a lot of sewing. I'm not happy about it. But we don't do bobbins in this house, and I will never do a
Mm-hmm.
bobbin. So what I'm doing is I have essentially these floats. I just made loops, and then I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna cut the loop in half. That way, I've got two ends to weave in
Mm-hmm.
for all of them. So I've got all these loops carried over.
Yeah, I made an attempt to do bobbins once, and I never finished that project because the bobbins just made me not want to pick the project up.
The thing is, because making the bobbins is like a whole task in itself.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
But
want to
not
do
only
that.
that, but having them hanging from your project
That too, and
once you
they'll
get to a certain point, because I was making a blanket, and I was at a point where I had like 6 or 8 bobbins hanging from my project at once,
no, thank you.
and it was annoying.
Yeah, I'm doing this carrying loop method. I'll let you know how it works out because so far it's working out a lot better. Obviously, I'll still have a lot of ends to weave in, but I think what I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to do is I'm going to carry the loops to a certain extent, and then once it looks like the loop is just going to be carried too far and I'm going to be wasting a lot of yarn, then I'm
Mm-hmm.
just going to start snipping it. I'm just going to snip it and reattach the yarn where I need it because I'm only using 2 colors. I don't
Mm-hmm.
need to I don't need bobbins of 6 different colors, and I'm doing this on
Yeah,
purpose because I don't think I'm ever going to do a tapestry that's more than like 3 colors, maybe
yeah,
4,
yeah.
because I don't want to deal with it. But the yarn that I'm using, I'm a little frustrated.
What are you
So the yarn
using?
that I'm using, oh geez Louise,
Big
ooh, I almost
twist?
lost it. Yep, I'm using Big Twist,
Is
more
that
than a pound.
is that big twist from Michaels?
Yes. Um,
Because
so
it
I've
seems
got
like there's 2 or 3 companies that bought pieces of
yeah.
Joanne's, so they've all got their own big twist. Because Hirschner's has some big twists too.
Yeah, this is from Michaels because I have a Michaels account, and so I just ordered it online and did a pickup at the store
Mm-hmm.
since we have one right down the road from us.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the big twist. I've got black, and then the other one is not actually white, but it's
So if
ivory.
you order like that and do a pickup, is it like cheaper as far as shipping or whatever?
Yeah, you don't have to pay any shipping.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you just pay for the thing and then go into the store and grab it. Some
Oh, okay.
places have a curbside pickup, but our Michaels doesn't. So I had to walk inside the building, but they had it all like lined up really nicely for me to find.
Well, how awful!
Um,
You had to walk inside the building. How awful!
Walking inside Michael's is not a problem for me. The issue becomes when I walk inside Michael's and I see something that I want to buy that I do not have money for, and then I spend money that I do not have, which is why I did not want to walk in the building. But it was right up front, so I didn't really walk anywhere.
You want to
Um,
know what's sidebar? You want to know what's worse than holding two together?
what, holding three together?
Uh, no, doing a pattern where you're holding 2 together and then it wants you to knit 3 together.
Ew. So
That's
you're
me
knitting like 40 strands.
trying to stick my needle in 6 strands of yarn and knit together. I hate when I get to this part.
I don't like it. It doesn't sound good. But I
Yeah,
did the
I've got to do it at least 3 or 4 more times.
I've got the big twist black, and I went with ivory instead of white because I wanted something a bit softer.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Not stark.
and I'm liking how the ivory looks. But
Mhm.
that big twist, I wish I tried to look, but I wanted to make sure that I found something that I could buy a lot of, like if I needed 2 more skeins, that I could buy 2 more skeins easily.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Not worrying about
and
lots and things like that.
yes. and I wanted I wanted Red Heart Super Saver. I
Mm-hmm.
really wanted Red Heart Super Saver, and I could not find somewhere where other than like, I looked on Yarn Inspirations, and the Yarn Inspiration site pissed me off, honestly. Because I didn't have a ton of money when I was buying this to begin with, and so I was like, I want something cheaper, and they were like out of the size of skein that I wanted, so they only had like the regular big twist, the regular Red Heart skein, or the like super mega jumbo $24 skein, and I'm like, I can't buy two $24 skeins right now.
Yeah.
And so I'm using the big twist, but that big twist is like, it doesn't feel bad, but working with it is very splitty.
Oh
I don't
no.
like it. It's so
Oh no.
splitty. And so when I'm doing my little double crochets, I'll pull through and I'll catch the edge of the yarn and like pulls it out. And I've got to like, I don't like it. I don't
We
like
might
doing
have
it.
to kick Ronald out.
Why are we kicking it? No, Ronald. Shame. Shame, shame.
That's what I say. Shame.
Unabashedly liking two strands held together. Shame.
Shame on you. No, to be honest, there's been a couple times where I've done things with two strands held together where it wasn't the worst thing in the world, but
I would crochet with two strands together before I would knit with two strands together. I
this is uncomfortable and I would not do it again. I think this is a combination of it's uncomfortable to knit with this way. These extra stitches of doing the knit three together is uncomfortable because there's to
hmm,
shape the heel toe part. There's a lot of knit two together, knit three together. All
hmm.
of that's uncomfortable. The rest of it's not so bad, but all the knit twos and knit threes together with holding strands together is uncomfortable. And add on the fact that I'm not happy with this color combination.
Yeah.
I know she'll be happy with it, but it's like ugly for me to work with it. So I never thought of myself as being a visual person, but I'm learning more and more that one of the main things that I get out of knitting is like if the yarn is a really pretty color, that will carry me a long time through a
Oh,
boring project.
absolutely. If I'm working, that's why I love my Red Heart Super Saver favorite stripe so much, because I'll be working with it. I'm like, oh my goodness, I just got to the purple. Working with, oh my goodness, I just got to the green. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness, just got to my favorite shade of blue.
if it's a really pretty color, then it makes it easier for me.
Mm-hmm.
Also, that one cake of Karen, I forget what it was called.
Mm-hmm.
I can't
Karen
remember.
Simply Soft.
No,
Karen
not Karen
Sparkle.
Simmons. No, it comes in a cake, and I forget which cake it was
Oh,
because
Karen Cloud Cakes or
because
whatever.
they do 50
They have a bunch of
11
them.
names of sprinkle cake, cloud cake, birthday cake, blah blah blah.
Yep.
It comes, but this it was the one that I used to make my star blanket. That was the first time
Oh,
I'd
oh,
ever.
oh, yes.
That was the first time I'd ever used the cake yarn, and it's the first time I'd ever used a.
Ronald said red velvet cake.
They probably have one called red velvet cake. God knows
Ooh,
they have
like
everything else.
reds and browns. I feel like that would be a nice one.
But that one was a combination part acrylic and part wool, and I'd
Mm.
never used that before, and it was just so squishy, and I enjoyed it so much, and I just where is it? No, that's not it.
Who knows?
But I could have sworn I had a Ravelry entry for my star blanket. Is it not on here? Oh my goodness. I can't believe I never made a Ravelry entry for my star blanket. But
Oh.
that's weird. Because I was trying to
Um,
remember what
I was trying to find a certain thing too, and I couldn't find it.
I was trying to remember what yarn I used, but I don't think I even made an entry for that star blanket on Ravelry. That is strange. But anyway, it was a wool acrylic blend, and it was so squishy. And the whole time I used it, it was like, oh, I really enjoy this. And I only bought one ball of it, and I've already used it all up. So
Mm-hmm.
I would buy more of that again. That's the kind of thing that carries me through a
Mm-hmm.
project. This is not carrying me through a project because not only is it red
Yeah.
heart, but it's the two ugliest colors of red heart. Because it's not just gray, it's a flat gray. It's not a pretty gray, it's a flat gray. It's just, ugh. So I cannot wait for this to be done. Which I'm trying not to have a bad attitude about it because you need to put your love into your project.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not feeling any love for this project.
Oh, there are absolutely some pieces that people bought off my table that I think I put pure hate and spite into. Some of some of those chickens, I'm like,
Was there anything else you need to show?
just a future, like not anytime soon, but like a future projects ideas. I saw, and I can't find the one I'm looking for, but I found another one that's good. I saw a girl made a dress holding holding a strand of cotton together with sequin yarn, and it looked so good. I've been putting off getting any kind of sequin yarn and working with sequin yarn because I'm like, it's gonna be difficult, it's gonna be fiddly, and I feel like it's just gonna look like cheap and bad. But seeing some of these pieces, let me share my screen. Um, doing this. It's on Instagram, so everyone's prepared. But look at that.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, and then look at this next one too. Because they put it together with another yarn, so it's not like, because one I was expecting it to be kind of like thin and meshy, but it looks so cute. The other one that I saw was very, very nice because it was like a lavender purple dress, and then the sequins were just like a slightly iridescent purple, so it wasn't like bam, they're sequins. It's like, oh, every so often there's a bit of shine to that dress. It was very, very nice. I wish I could find the one I was looking for, but I cannot find it because these look like chunky big sequins, and I don't. That's not the vibe that I'm going for. Ooh, you are a video. I'm so sorry.
That looks
Those
like
look like big chunky sequins, which is not the vibe that I'm going for. But the ones like kind of like this sweater. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. If we can figure out what color we're doing. Do we know what color we're doing next year?
No.
No? Okay.
No,
I love this is the same 6 pictures over and over. Like,
that
hello, I searched and you
like
only
found
found 6 pictures? Oh, where did it go? Yes, I've seen that pattern a few different times. I kind of want to make one, but I also like, I'm going to get so frustrated with that, I know. Because like working on the blanket that I'm working on right now, it's just like 3 squares black, 4 squares white, 2 squares black, 6 squares white. Like I'm doing the same stitch over and over and over, but like swapping colors, so it's not a lot. This, I'm going to have to do counting. I'm going to have to measure. I'm going to have to block probably.
Yeah, whenever I see stuff like that these days, I have to remind myself that I don't really wear pullover sweaters anymore. Every time I wear one, I feel like I am too hot and have to take it off.
I'm being called out. My honor is being pulled into question here.
Ronald!
I can't. I have never been so verbally accosted in my life.
Ronald. Okay, well, I'm going to show my crafty things really quick. It's because it's already 12 and I want us to get to this game of wool before we go.
Yes.
So
I don't know a thing about it.
While
I know that it is a show that started.
While I'm pulling these pictures out, I will let you know that I narrowly avoided restarting the avatar blankets from scratch. Watching the game of wool made me go, oh, I think maybe I want to knit these blankets instead of crochet them. And
I'm just making a banner.
I I almost cast on. But here's both of these were done in alcohol. I used this one was just my alcohol, my koala. I have koala. They're both a hoo hoo. Stop it. I have both a hoo hoo. I have koala is one alcohol, and I
Hmm.
have another one called Honolulu, which is all skin tones. It's like
Ooh,
35
okay.
skin tone markers.
Nice.
But this is just the koala.
Ooh. I like this one. Let me hang on. Let me begin you. I like this one.
Now you'll notice that the skeleton, the face, they said use peach for the face. And I'm not happy with that. I'm happy that's a good shade of peach. I'm not happy that the skeleton is peach.
You wanted the skeleton to be white?
All overall, I like the picture though, but I'm
Uh-huh.
like, I think I should have chose something different for the face. You know how hard it is for me to veer away from
I
whatever.
like it though. It feels very like cohesive.
It's hard for me to veer away from what the book tells me what color to use because I'm
Hmm.
picking my own colors. But with
Oh,
this
Ronald says it's pretty, but he agrees with you that he wants a different color for the face.
second one, I said, okay, I am not doing another peachy pink skull.
Hmm.
So I picked the color myself for what I thought the skull should look like. So this is what this second one is.
Ooh, I know. I agree. I like it. I agree. It looks good. I feel like the other one fits for the picture that it was in because there were a
Yeah,
lot of pinks. But
yeah.
this, I absolutely yes. I like this.
I feel like this color is just more skull colored. Like when you
Ronald
see
says
those,
a little
like
better.
when you see those skeletons sitting in the biology classroom.
Yes.
That's what I was trying to think of. And that pink just did not, that peachy pink just did not
Yeah.
fit for me. So I thought this was good. So this and this down on the lower jaw, both of those are from my skin tone set.
Okay.
And the rest of these are just my regular alcohol markers.
Yeah.
So
Ronald said for this one, Mo better, but they are both lovely though.
thank you, Ronald. Thank you. So these are, again, with the alcohol markers, as I'm coloring them,
Hmm.
it's almost like a Polaroid picture because as I'm coloring them, I'm not happy with them. But
Hmm.
I've used them enough to know that the color is going to kind of develop.
Hmm. Like once it
And
dries and it's not all wet.
as it dries, then the color starts to come out. And now that I'm looking back at it after having the book closed for a day or two, I'm looking at it and I'm like, oh yes, I like this.
Hmm.
But as I'm coloring it, I'm like, this is so muted. This is so
Hmm.
muddy. This is so not it. And I think another part of it is that the backing to all of these pages is black. And so when
Hmm.
you're coloring it, all you're seeing through it is black.
Yeah. So it
Especially with
darkens up the whole thing.
yeah, especially with the skin tone ones. That's like because they're so pale anyway. That is like pure alcohol on the page. So all I'm seeing is
Hmm.
black coming through the other side. So I don't feel like it's coloring anything.
Yeah.
But then after it dries and sits for a minute, it's much more pleasant.
Yeah,
It's,
because it looks good.
so I'm much happier with that. So I don't know if I'm gonna do any more skulls this month since we're already in November now, and I meant for the skulls to just be October.
Hmm.
So I think I'll leave the skulls and the magic for another. I don't know if I'll save them until next year because I'm hoping to be done with this book and on to a different book by then. But
Mm. Speaking of which, speaking of moving out of October, I dug out my Christmas hat, my Santa hat, and
mhm,
had to throw it in the wash because it was a little dusty and dirty. But
mhm.
I went looking for the long rainbow. I cannot find it.
Oh no.
I have no, because I haven't worn it since last winter because it's been hot,
Mhm.
and I cannot find it.
I'm
I
sure it's around
I
here
don't
somewhere.
want to make myself another one.
Speaking of winter, I forgot when I was throwing my laundry in. I made your father a scarf for Christmas ages ago.
Mm-hmm.
He never ever wore it. Part of it is my fault because I did not realize that
They
I
have
made it.
specific colors, right?
Yeah, for his uniform. I thought that he could wear that burgundy scarf, and that was the yarn that I had on hand. And I
Mm-hmm.
thought he could wear it because they stand by that door, you know, and pull that thing from the
Mm-hmm.
airplane so that the people can come in and everything. And so it gets cold there.
Yeah.
And but I made this scarf. It's got to be a good 5 years ago or so. It's sitting in the closet. It has never been worn. I'm
Ooh.
gonna take that thing out and wash it, and I'm gonna wear it myself.
Ooh.
Because even though he can't wear it to work, he could have worn it somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Because like he's on a trip right now, and it's cold
Is he not on a
outside.
trip? Is he not on a trip to a warm place?
True, but it wasn't warm getting there.
I don't know. If I were him and I'm going to a warm place, I'm like, I'm just gonna suffer a little bit. I'm not bringing any more than this one jacket and this one layer because I want my warm weather clothes. I'm not wanting to pack a winter jacket going to a warm
But
place.
I'm just gonna start pulling out the stuff that I've knit for him and just wear it myself. I'm gonna wear it in his face, and
He's gonna come home, he'll be in a full knit and crochet outfit, and he's like, "Where did that come from?"
because the first vest I ever made him ended up going to Goodwill because he never wore it.
Mm. I was just thinking about making myself a sweater vest. I have my Halloween themed sweater vest that I got from Goodwill, but it is falling apart. There are buttons falling off of it. One of the appliques is falling off. Very frustrating because it's a cute little like vintagey, like it looks like it's from the like 80s or late 90s or early 90s. Bummed. Bye, Ronald.
Bye,
You'll have,
Ronald.
you'll have to watch the video back later to hear what we say about the knitting show, the game of wool.
Yes, Game of Wool. We took too long to get to it. I'm sorry, Ronald.
He knows we're chatty.
Still, he mentioned it early. I should have said something.
Bye, Ronald.
Bye. Okay, so we got 15 minutes left. Game of Wool is a show on Channel 4 in the UK. It's
Mm-hmm.
in the same kind of vein of
Like the Great British Bake Off.
thank you.
I figured.
And people are pissed.
Are
People
the
are
knitters pissed or are the normies pissed?
no, the knitters are pissed. Of course, it's not the normal people. It's the knitters.
I wouldn't know.
The knitters are pissed, but they the first the basic
Ronald says I heard Game of Wool and turned around.
the basic setup of the show is that they have it's hosted by Tom Daly, who's on the UK the Great Britain swim team for the Olympics. He medaled.
Okay.
And in between his meets, he was seen knitting and crocheting in the stands.
Oh, okay.
That's what he's gotten known for. So now he's got he's got his own yarn brand that he's put his name on and everything.
Cute.
But some knitters are really kind of annoyed with him. Why is he the face of wool or whatever? And it's like, do you really think that like Britney Spears actually made that perfume that she put her name on? Or, Sofia Vergara is sitting in the design room designing those jeans that she sells at Walmart? I mean, come on. She may have a little bit of input, but she's not sitting there with the scissors.
Also, like, he does knit, so he has some say. Like, I'm sure that he has some say and knowledge about like.
I think some people are just annoyed that somebody who's not like had 30 years of experience in knitting has become the face of knitting and crocheting to the normies. Number one. Number two, he's not really a comedian or a presenter or whatever. So these are the things that people are complaining about. That
Mm-hmm.
his I don't know if Ronald watched Game of Wool. I watched both episodes. They've only got 2 episodes. Oh, there's other reasons, Ronald. I'm getting to it. I've
She's got
already
to
watched,
explain it to me because I don't know nothing.
but they don't like him as a presenter.
Mm-hmm.
So you did watch it. I found him to be inoffensive too, but they don't like him as a presenter. They
Mm-hmm.
don't like the fact the first episode was they do an individual challenge and then they do a group challenge where the contestants work together.
Mm-hmm.
So the first episode they did a Fair Isle challenge where they were making a sweater vest, what they call a tank top, a sweater vest out of yes.
Is this show all knitting or is it knitting and crochet?
That's another thing they complain about because the very first in the opening, he says with 2 needles or with a hook. And people are like, well, then that's not knitting. Why are you calling it the great, Britain's best knitter? And then there's people complaining that they call it Britain's best knitter, where they should be calling Britain's best amateur knitter. I think they should call it Britain's best stitcher if they're going to do some crochet.
Yeah.
That would have been an easy fix right there. They are mad that the judges don't do enough critique. They just kind of look at it and go, "Oh, it looks nice. It doesn't look nice." Or the things that they do critique are not the things that they think. They feel like the judges should be critiquing more of the technique.
Yeah.
On the first
episode, actually, yeah.
On the first episode, they got really upset to the point there was a little bit of drama because Fair Isle is what they call a heritage craft. It's like protected by the government, and they called what they were doing Fair Isle. It wasn't Fair Isle. It was stranded color work because Fair Isle is a very specific thing. People were pissed. Not only the Fair Isle, there's a organization called the Shetland Order of Knitters, or SOK, which like represents Fair Isle. And they said what y'all were doing on the show was not Fair Isle. It was stranded knitting. You were doing it in chunky yarn. You were using the wrong terms. The one guy who does a lot of Fair Isle, part of Fair Isle is that you do it all in the round and then you cut your knitting to make the armholes in the neck hole. And because of the stickiness of proper wool, it doesn't unravel. But they were making a big drama. And so the one guy who does Fair Isle a lot was going to cut his knitting. And they were like, oh, I don't think you should do that. That's a risky thing to do. They made a big drama of it on the show to like increase drama. Oh my God, he's going to cut his knitting. He's going to cut his knitting.
But that's not drama for anybody who knows what it is.
And who knows what they're doing. And, and then he ended up being the one voted off. And they made it look like he got voted off because he didn't finish his project. But he made his own video and came back. We probably did watch the same video. I watched at least 3 different people talking about this show. So it wasn't just...
Y'all's algorithm is this.
Yeah, our algorithm is this. But I watched at least 3 different people talking about the show. So I don't know who I got all these thoughts from because I watched it.
Also, chunky yarn, and Ronald says for 12 hours straight and then 10 hours straight?
Yes.
Bruh.
The whole first episode was chunky.
5 hours straight. My hands are hurting.
The whole first episode was chunky yarn. So, and a lot of the talking heads, as Ronald says, who made videos later are like, ugh, they use chunky yarn. And yes, I know chunky yarn is hard on your hands, but they were talking about it like they, knitted with yarn dragged through dog poo. I mean, chunky yarn is not ugly.
If used in the right application, chunky yarn looks really nice. It makes for a very cozy thing, but I feel like
but
apparently yarn for the Fair Isle was not.
Apparently, there's a lot of knitters I'm finding, because I don't hang out in the knitting space. That was another reason I wanted to talk about this, is because the people who are getting angry about this, I realize, are people who go to proper yarn shops. They don't buy their yarn from Yarn Inspirations. They go to proper yarn shops and
They know the name of the alpaca it was sourced from.
And they knit things like petite knits patterns and things like that. So they don't want anything costume or gaudy or, you know, knitting knitting over. There was another video that we watched with a woman talking about how knitting has lost its color, how knitting used to be really quirky and exciting 20 some years ago, and now everything is beige. And that's a thing that I noticed, but I didn't really, until she put a finger on it, I couldn't really articulate why I wasn't as excited about knitting anymore, because I used to be excited for knitting. 30 years ago, I was really excited about knitting, but now I pick up a knitting magazine and it's like, none of these things excite me.
Oatmeal gray.
Yes, oatmeal gray.
I feel like part of that, I'm gonna say a lot of thoughts on the information that you've given me. Working backwards. One, I feel like probably the reason that everything in the knitting magazines looks gray is because knitting has become one of those crafts that has a lot of like elitists that are like, you should only use these kind of needles. You should only use like 100% organic wool and yarn and stuff, and you should never use acrylic and blah, blah, blah. But then if you're only using organic 100% like wool and alpaca and all of that stuff, you're not going to have
bright colors.
Exactly. You're not going to have any of those bright colors. And so all of the patterns are made by these like elitist people, and it's all oatmeal gray. Two, I feel like recently there's a lot of like knitting and crochet and stitch work content that has come out, like more mainstream content that has come out about these things, created by people who just entered the space. Which, like, if you just entered the space and you want to do something with it, that's cool and interesting. But bring along someone who has been in this space for a while. Like, not saying that we need to pull all of these knitting elitists that are like, don't touch acrylic or you'll die. But like people who know what Fair Isle is. People who like know that you probably shouldn't use the chunky yarn and blah, blah, blah. And then to Ronald's point, he was saying knitting is not a fast craft, so it doesn't really lend itself to a show like this. I feel like instead of trying to do a show where like you see them start it and you see them finish it all and it's all still like live or whatever, if they do it in the style of something like the Taskmaster, they do those tasks months in advance, because those people are actors, those people are comedians, they've got stuff to do. They come to the Taskmaster house months in advance. Like, you'll see them outside and it is full snowing because they were like there in January filming the task. So if they like
or like on Sewing Bee, where they get to practice something at home, or like on Bake Off, where they get to practice something at home, you know, and they do for somewhat, because like the second episode the first episode they did a vest in chunky, and then they did a couch cover as their group thing in chunky. Okay, so their hands were hurting by the end of this. The second episode, they did dog coats with matching hats. So most people like knit the dog coat and crochet the dog hat, because they had to put some sort of crochet in it as well. And then on the group task, they did 80s sweaters. So it was like 3 groups of 3. So it was kind of like one person would knit the front, one person would knit the back, and one person would knit the sleeves. Is kind of how it worked out. And they were using normal size yarn at this point, not chunky. But like with the dog hats and everything, they were able to design that stuff at home before they came. Now with the 80s sweater, the group project, they had to design that right then.
Yeah.
They had like 10 hours for them to make that sweater as a group, and they had to design it right then. They knew they like gave them a basic pattern. So they had the
Like
they were
size
all
measurements and all
yeah,
that.
they were all making the same size sweater with the same kind of sleeves and everything. Although they ended up altering because nobody could finish their sleeves, so it was all like off the shoulder, one sided kind of situations
Yeah.
because nobody could finish their sleeves. Although two of them couldn't finish their sleeves, and one of them had a design where one of the sleeves was short on purpose because they were making like balloons.
Okay.
So it was short on purpose. And it was I would pull up pictures and everything, but we're almost time to go. So
Yeah.
maybe next week we'll pull up some pictures after I watch the third episode. But because I'm gonna watch it again. But yeah, if they could do more of this at home,
Yeah.
then like come in and finish the last bits or do it some kind of way like that where
Yeah. I think it should be like okay, you need to do a Fair Owl sweater. You have 2 weeks. Here's one of our little camcorders. You need to record, and every Wednesday and Friday you're gonna come down to the crochet
mhm,
house and we're gonna watch you do some of it. Like so we can see record because like obviously we don't want somebody that's going out and like buying a sweater, but like and we want to
mhm,
see the process. But
mhm,
like if they do it something like that where they've got like vlog style of like I just had to frog like 4 rows because blah blah blah. Like if we had
yeah,
it in that sort of format, you wouldn't be able to have the judges there while they're doing it saying, "Oh, I don't know, maybe you shouldn't do that." But also, I feel like that format would fit because knitting and crocheting and stitch work in general and fiber work, I guess in general, is a slow, cozy craft. It lends itself, even in a competition show, to a slow, cozy show. I feel like they
mhm,
should lean into that instead of trying to bring it up to speed and like here use the chunky yarn so we can get it done faster and bring
mhm,
it up to speed to match the other shows
mhm. Because
and
yeah,
just
one person that I watched, one of the yeah, they're trying to do Great British Bake Off knitting version, and that's what a lot of people are complaining about is that this just doesn't fit that, and
mhm.
also I
Bring
think
in more people that know what you're talking about.
I think some people, well, like the people that they have, the two judges are known in the knitting community supposedly. I don't know who they are, but the talking heads that were watching knew who they were.
Mhm.
And so they my brain I
Do
lost.
they have like this? Is it the same judges every single week, or do they
Yes,
bring like guest
it's the
judges
same
for
two
different
judges,
stuff?
just like on Sewing Bee or Bake Off or whatever. Also, the on the second episode, the pictures that they showed, because like they do the little inters, just like on Sewing Bee, they do the little um interstitial part where they say, okay, knitting is done by doing blah 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 blah, whereas crochet is done with a hook doing blah blah blah, and they put pictures up that were clearly AI. Those knitting needles weren't knitting a darn thing that they had up on that screen. And the hook for the chain that they showed for the crochet was not even going through the loop. And
You
the
have knitters and crocheters there on site, and you couldn't record one of them doing it.
that's what one of the talking heads said. One of the YouTube videos that I watched said. And they showed another picture where they showed, and this is what the fabric of knitting looks like versus the fabric of crochet. And that thing that they showed for crochet, I don't know what that was. That looked like that fake crochet that you get at when you go to Walmart or
Crochet,
something.
crochet.
That faux crochet, because that fabric that they showed on the screen, that drawing of crochet fabric, because it wasn't like a
Hmm.
photo, it was like a drawing of
Yeah,
fabric. It was not crochet fabric. I don't know
but
what they were doing.
once because it's not that hard to like say, hey, can you make me a 4 inch by 4 inch swatch of knitting fabric? Hey, can you make me a 4 inch by 4 inch
And put
swatch
up
of
a
crochet
photo of
fabric?
that.
Yes. And show like this is knitting. You can see the V's from the stitch. This is what purl looks like. You can see the little lines. This is crochet. This is a single crochet. You can see the post for the double crochet. Like
Yeah,
What?
the consensus of the people I watched on YouTube was if you go into this,
Bye, Ronald. Have a good one. Thank you for staying here to talk about it.
bye Ronald, catch up on it because we're gonna talk about it again next week.
Maybe
But
I'll actually watch an episode.
yeah, they before they take them down, they got them up on YouTube.
Ooh.
The first one I had to go find it falling off a truck, but by the time the second one came around, it's fully up on YouTube, and they're not even copyright striking it. So
Ooh. Is it on one of the official BBC channels?
Go, huh?
Is it on one of the official BBC channels like Taskmaster?
No, no, but they're not copyright striking it either. So just you need to
I'll
just
hunt it down.
catch it before it disappears. But yeah, what else was I going to say about that show? I can't think. But basically, the bottom line is if you watch it just for entertainment, as I commented on somebody's YouTube video that was commenting on the show, I'm not deep enough in the knitting community to be bothered by the things that the rest of y'all are bothered by, like chunky yarn or the fact that Rowan is sponsoring the show, so they have all these Rowan commercials. Because apparently, since I'm not over there in the UK, I don't know what's shown on regular TV and what's shown on like streaming services or whatever.
Yeah.
Apparently, I just learned that British sewing
The Great British Sewing Bee?
Sewing Bee was not shown on commercial TV. I think BBC, if I'm not mistaken, I think BBC is not commercial TV. I know that they pay for TV, what they call a TV license over there, which if you have a TV in your house, you got to pay a license to have it because they assume you're turning it on. So you pay a license, but that pays for the BBC, so then you don't have commercials.
Okay.
So, but then new channels came along like Channel 4, and those are like just regular channels. They got commercials.
Okay.
Well, when TV first came along over there, if I remember my history correctly, when TV first came along over there, it was just BBC. And so,
am I understanding correctly that you're telling me that people over in the UK have to pay a TV tax?
Yeah. They call it a TV license, but when TV first came along, it like was invented, late 1940s. If you had a TV in your house, you had to pay a license to have a TV in your house because they assumed you were going to turn it on, and the only channel there was BBC. So
that's crazy.
So you were paying for BBC, but there was no commercials. But now here we are in the 21st century, and there's streaming services, and now there's channels that have commercials, and I think Channel 4 is one of those channels that has commercials.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're getting a lot of commercials, and Rowan is sponsoring the show, and people are complaining about
so all the commercials are him
and all of that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I'm not bothered by any of that. But people, the bottom line is, even the people who are complaining about it are saying I'm going to come back and watch it next week.
Ooh.
But like they said, you could tell the difference between the first videos and the people who had watched episode 1 and people who watch episode 2. Those same people, when they make their video about episode 2, first thing out of their mouths is, and this was more than one channel I'm talking about. It's not just one person, but they're all saying, well, I have a different frame of mind now when I watch this. I understand it's just entertainment for people who are not knitters and crocheters.
Yeah.
And so if you watch it in that frame of mind, you can enjoy it. If you watch it as somebody who knows what they're doing, then you're going to be mad.
My thing is, because I felt a little bit the same way about the Hank Green video that came out that everybody got upset about, the SciShow Channel video that came out about knitting that everybody got so upset about, is everybody saying like, this isn't for knitters, this isn't for crocheters, this is for people who don't know what it is. My question is, when are we going to get media that is for these people? When are we going to get media that is for us, that is about people that know how to crochet, know how to knit, know what you're doing? Because, like, I'm sure anybody who knows how to cook, if you're watching Gordon Ramsay's Kiss Your Nightmares, you're like, you're right, that toast was raw. What are you doing? You are an idiot sandwich. Like, people who know how to cook can watch a cooking show and, like, and not get pissed off about, and, like, not get pissed off that, like, that's not how you make a roux. Like,
yeah.
When do we get the knitting show that's like, well, that's not
I think of it, and it's not this serious, but this is how I equated it in my brain, is that like shows with Black people on them, okay? So, at first there'll be shows with Black people on them, and you don't necessarily like the way they represent the Black people, or it doesn't look like how Black people in your house, in your neighborhood look. But
getting a foot in the door.
But we go watch it anyway, so that the network knows that that people want to see Black people on TV. And then later you start to get shows that show Black people that look like Black people. You know, like I was watching Matlock the other day with your father, and one of the main characters on there was
80. Matlock?
Not the old Matlock, it's the new Matlock.
Oh.
The new Matlock. And the character on there is Black. The lead lawyer on there is Black. And they showed her getting up from bed at night, and she had a silk bonnet on.
Ooh.
Now, you know, they would never have done that 10 years ago. She would have got
They would have had her going to bed and waking up with a silk press.
Exactly.
Just all loose.
Her waking up with her hair perfect. And she had a silk bonnet on, and to be fair, the silk press that she wears to work every day, she probably should have had that hair wrapped a little bit tighter. But the fact that she had it on, period, you know, was more representation than what you normally see on one of these shows. And that's what I'm saying. If you give it time. If you poo-poo, if everybody says they hate the very first knitting show that comes out, then they won't make another knitting show.
So what you're saying is the game of wool walked, so the show that we're gonna love can run.
Exactly.
And that show, hosted by us.
Yeah, right.
The Bargain Knitters. But I couldn't think of another word. I wanted it to be a B word. What's a competition word that starts with a B? I don't know either.
So the first word that I thought of was bacchanal, and that's not right, because a bacchanal is totally different.
The frugal crafters. I can't think of an F word either. We'll figure it out.
Frugal Crafters Field Day.
Frugal Crafters Field Day. And networks, this is the show that we're bringing to you today, Sharks, to tell you that we are going to make you millions.
Oh, good Lord.
We have sponsors lined up already.
Girl, do the outro so you can go to work.
If you liked everything that we did today, give us a like. If you want to support us so that one day we will host the yarn crafting show that you will love, subscribe so the networks know that people like us. And if you want to know when we go live, so you can also be live when I am outside walking my dog and only chatting in the chat while you're doing the crossword, hit the notification bell. If you made it this far, leave a flame emoji in the chat for my freaking hot flash. I didn't like it. It was bad. I don't support it. And honestly, I think we should cancel them.
I wish.
We're canceling hot flashes, actually. When do we get a vaccine for that? How do I vaccinate my hot flashes away?
I wish. Oh, I just heard that there's a new drug for hot flashes, but it gives you migraines and nausea.
Absolutely not.
Exactly. And constipation.
No, thank you.
Migraines, nausea, and constipation.
No, thank you.
Yeah, that's.
I'll just carry around a fan and some ice cubes, actually.
Like the rest of us.
I think we're out of here.
We're outie.
Bye.